Why you gotta add that caveat now? You could have told him before he went. Hey guys, it's your girl Aisha, aka Geek XX Chic, and we are back with another reaction to Solo Leveling. We're now on season 2, episode 9, which is called It Was All Worth It. So in the last episode, we had our guy, Jinnu, finally complete the hellscape. He now has all the things that he needs to create this elixir of life that he hopes is going to save his mom. And along the way, he picked up a little demon girl pal who, unsurprisingly, is wanting to join the harem. So I do wonder whether or not he's got to leave her in that dimension or not, but I feel like that connection is not for nothing. But yeah, he was able, and he also discovered that whenever he asks any questions about this program or whatever it is that's helping him, that the people he interacts with, for example, the ice elf and now this demon girl, that they start glitching out hard. So it looks like whatever it is does not want him to know at least everything at this point, but he's starting to understand that there is a bigger plot that's happening, and that's going to be a good thing, because when his father shows up, if his father shows up anytime soon, then it'll probably make it easier for them to have that conversation. So I'm ready to jump into this episode and see what's going down, so let's do that. But just before I do, a reminder that if you'd like to be in the know when I drop episodes, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell. All right, that out of the way, let's get into the episode right now. Wait, what? The rate of success and item quantity will vary based on the player's intelligence level. Why you gotta add that caveat now? You could have told him before he went. So that means he risks possibly messing it up if he's not high enough intellect to do it. Should have known it wouldn't be that easy. And he might only get one when he needs like multiple. What if he fails? But I mean, what they didn't even say what the level is, right? Like, he is pretty high. 6? Woo! Good job, Jinnu. That was a gamble. Guess we'll find out. 6 is a lot, though. It's better than 1. Not him being better as a shadow soldier than he ever was in life. Now you've got a pet wyvern. Not really. He keeps it pretty basic. Okay. As long as you know what that means. Celebrate, I got places to go. Shadow exchange. Oh my god, I can't read that fast. Hold on. All right. It's level 1 though. Okay, shadow exchange. Oh, it's a job exclusive skill. Okay. The caster may switch locations with a designated shadow soldier. Once used, you may activate it again only after a 3-hour. All right, well, level 1. Maybe it gets better as you get higher, but I can't read that red print. That's too small. But that is very helpful. That's going to be a lifesaver. Mm-hmm. Shadow Soldier's like, where am I, man? Ma'am, it's not going to work. You're a demon. Move on. The dungeon will not... What? So many messages. As the boss has been defeated, the dungeon will now revert to its original state. So does that mean that she's going to forget everything? He's getting real fancy-dancy with that summoning. Oh my god, you think Jinnu just showing off right now is going to disrupt their plan? Because I know his magical energy surpasses all these people. How do you even get ready for this? I knew it. He's like, back to my favorite boy. Have you talked to him? Because, you know, he's not texting me back. Oh, okay. Looks like he was looking for a very easy path. That's probably why. Serious now. Oh, that was you. I forgot. Season 1. Yeah, they're just gonna come to you at some point. It's not about patriotism at this point. Yeah, it sounds like it's gonna be a world problem. You know, it's not really a Japan thing. Or South Korea in this case. Oh, okay. Regular job? Why not? I guess that's a lot, but your skills would be super useful.
争い事は歴史の中だけで十分です。
Oh, honey, the wars are coming to you, though.
それが覚醒の条件。
ユンホさん、眉間にシワ。また老けましたよ。
Get off his case!
黙って飲め。
Oh, she... Oh.
俺のせいでやけどしたの。
I don't think she minds, bro. How does she... Do you put it in her IV? What's she gonna do? She's not willing to stick to
飲み
drink.
込めないかもしれない。
Thank you. Well, I mean, you gotta try. What's the alternative? Tilt her head up, please. Thank you. So she doesn't drown. He's so scared. And understandably. Hope it works, bro. Oh. Whoa, this heals. This heals. And it de-aged her? That's a bit much.
今日は集中できない。なんでだろう。
I was gonna say he probably should have told his sister about this, but I get it. He's probably worried that if it doesn't work, he doesn't want her to be disappointed. But he really shouldn't shoulder all of this on his own. Like, she's affected just as much as he is. What's going on? I mean, it's clearly healing her body, but we don't even know what this sickness does to the body, right? So maybe she does need more than one pot. What if she has to keep getting the pot? That could be a problem. Is she actually sitting up?
お母さん、どれくらい眠ってた？
Oh, wild. I mean, clearly he was a boy the last time you've seen him. Yeah.
ありがとう、ジヌ。約束守ってくれたのね。
Did she hear you?
たくさん無理もさせてしまったのね。
Aw. You needed a mom to look out for you, didn't you, bro? Mm-hmm.
辛かったでしょ。
He has. He's been pushing himself like hell. I wonder if he'll try to tell her about the program.
大丈夫。大丈
It's really not okay, bro. You probably haven't. That cry is from season 1. Truthfully. I don't think he's had a chance to even grieve what happened to him in that dungeon back in season 1 even, you know? It's been one thing after another. I'm kind of nervous. I'm hoping this is like a one and done.
夫。溺水症の患者が目覚めた。
Yeah.
本人も家族もすぐの退院を希望され
They're
てい
gonna
ま
want to
して
study her. Are you kidding? Aw, Jenna.
ね、心配かけて。
ようやく努力が実を結んだ。真の星を手に入れ
Somehow I
た。
don't think it's over yet, though, bro.
さらに10名を追加で前線に投入。また A 級以下のハンターたちも会場の守備、本土の警備にあたり、
Oh, she gonna come back to action since we've seen her twice now.
今度こそ我々はやり遂げる覚
I
悟
mean,
で
I
す
think。they were prepared to see it through last time, but
だが、戦えない人たちは俺たちの何百倍も恐ろしいはずだ。
that is the burden of great power.
それは力を持った俺たちにしかできない。
See? Yeah, that's the mindset. Some people feel like, hey, I didn't ask for these powers. I shouldn't have to do anything. But others feel like it's your responsibility.
いざという時この人を支えられるのは俺と君だ。
What are you gonna do, bro? You did leave her alone, Jinu.
おい、お前は目を
1 week is a long time for a teenager.
俺がずっと望んできたもの。だけど、不安がつきまとう。
I agree. Unfortunately, I feel like this is a little too
ハンターとして
perfect.
活動しているうちに、足を踏み入れてはいけない領域まで来てしまったのだ。
お父さんから何か連絡はなかった？
Juno's always had anxiety. See that picture? Poor kid.
かっこよくて結婚したの。あなたはその血をしっかり受け継いだのね。
I mean, it was kind of for selfish reasons, but sure.
トーマス・アンドレ。アメリカ所属の国家権力級 S 級ハンター。自分は淡い期待をしてしまいました。
Oh, okay.
力を持つと認められた者がそうそう他国に介入することは
Yeah,
ない。
but strength isn't everything.
ファンハンターの件に釘を刺しに来たか。
Possibly.
ところで、孫ハンターと
Oh my god.
今回のレイドは我々の悲願です。力を貸していただけませんか。
I mean, I can't blame him for asking, though. This is kind of important.
で恋の機会。
He's just like, anyways, on to leveling up.
今までならそう考えていた。
Yeah, now you've got something to live, more to live for.
今、体育館で S 級ハンターたちが体をほぐしているんですよ。
Okay.
興味があるようでしたらご覧になっていきますか。
Do we have to turn it into a contest, though?
まだ若いんだからもう少し足腰を鍛え直した方がいい
Damn,
ん
he
じゃない
said
か
you skipped leg day, bro.
S 級ハンターが一箇所に集まることはめったに
Yeah, probably a bit dangerous too, but anyway.
それでもベク社長が本気を出せばマハンター
You
は
again!
構いませんよ。
He so desperately wants Jinu to acknowledge him. It's actually comical.
おや、お見えになりまし
Japanese
た。
are here. New faces!
そしてギルドマ
He's
スタ
got
ー
a mask
を
on.
投入し
Why?
ます。
ソン・ジヌというハンターです。
やり手の暗殺者のようだね。
いえ、あの人は魔法系。
Both.
あれがお、ありゃうちの民族。
これがこの国のトップだなんて。ちょっとがっかり。
Okay, you've been here for 30 seconds.
S 級が S 級に見えません。
そうでもないと思う。
So are you sleeping with him or
このお方は騎士団ギルドのギルドマスター。
they weren't looking for you at all, actually?
出ない方がいいですよ。
ちゃうちゃう、こいつらが俺らのことめっちゃ弱い言うてたんや。
They were. But does that matter?
ちょうどいい S 級ハンターだけで。
Didn't I say it was going to turn into a pissing contest?
では参加するのは戦闘系
Okay.
手首をつかま
Jinu's
れる
pretty good with
背中を
combat
タッ
too,
チさ
though,
れる
even though he's not all muscled up like y'all. I mean, he is muscly, but not like big muscles. More like functional muscle.
ほぼ確実に乱戦になることが予想されますから
I mean, he's not wrong.
わかりました。そうしましょ
You hold back in here, and that's the way you fight. You're going to go up against beasts that don't care.
イムま
This is a good way for Jinu to see how people fight, which is good.
では親善
Yeah,
試合を
exactly. Jinu's like,
始めま
this
しょ
will
う
be interesting. You're going to end the episode, aren't you? I knew it! Just as it's about to get juicy, you're going to end this ish. All right, guys. Well, that was a more sentimental episode, I guess. For the last 2 seasons, we've seen Jinu working tirelessly to get the ingredients for this elixir. As soon as he found out it was a possibility, he thought maybe this will be what is necessary to finally get my mom out of this coma she's been in for years. And of course, learning what he has about how the magical energy affects the people with this sleeping sickness, I think he's always felt a little bit guilty about the fact that this happened, even though it wasn't just him. Like, his father was a hunter as well. But either way, it's been his driving force for 2 years, and he finally got it. And thought it was very interesting that they threw that caveat on the potion after he gets the ingredients. It's like, oh, by the way, if you're not a high enough intellect level, you might botch this and you'll have to go through all of these steps of regaining these items again. So, you know, sneaky game. You're not slick for that. But anyways, Jinu decided to take a chance because he is a bit of a gambler, for being real. He's not a careful kind of guy. He has never been. That's why he was willing to do dungeons even as an E rank. But anyway, it turns out he had enough to successfully make the potion. Not a ton. Again, I don't know how many the maximum is. Maybe if he was at a higher intellect, he could have done 3 times as much. But anyway, 6 is a lot. And considering 1 bottle thus far is enough to revive someone, it's plenty. But, you know, I said this a couple episodes ago about kind of the slight moral issue that comes into play with, okay, you figured out this cure for your mom, but she's not the only person suffering from this illness. Like, there's potentially hundreds of people who could benefit from this elixir. Now, of course, he doesn't have enough for everyone. I understand that, but this is where, is there a way, you know, should he maybe donate a bottle to their science departments to see if there's any way they can replicate this potion so that other people can get this and not everyone has to continue to watch their loved ones wither away, right? But anyway, it's a bit of, like I said, it's a little bit of a moral question. I somewhat understand if he chooses to be quiet, just because this is all of the ingredients he's gotten, I believe, have been through the special dungeons of the program, not in regular dungeons. So maybe it's not even possible for other people to get them, but you know, it could become a thing. Because as I said, I'm surprised they just let his mother go. You know, typically they would have been like, no, we should keep her here and study her and figure out what the heck went right with her so we can replicate it. But anyway, I guess they don't have enough reason. And now that Jinu's an S rank on top of everything else, they probably don't want to mess with him. But anyway, his mom is now awake, and I really did like that scene between him and her where she just immediately went into mom mode and first of all let him know that she clearly heard him and he kept promising that he was going to figure out a way to wake her up. But also the fact that she was like, I can see looking at you that you're hurt. And I mean, to look at him, like, his injuries were minor compared to what went down, you know, in the past, but she knew that the pain was not just the physical. Like, Jinu's been through it, and she knew her son well enough to know that he's been very weighed down, very wound up, very anxious for a long time. And just her acknowledging that she saw that, she really saw that and really saw him, I definitely expected him to break down. And like I said, I think that those tears are not even just for this, but just the insane year that he has had from almost dying to all the different things he's had to do to push through to leveling to this point. So yeah, it was just kind of a beautiful little moment, and I'm glad they got to have that alone, and Jinwoo got to let his guard down for a few minutes and just be a son and be a boy. He's not that old, like he's in his early 20s, but that's not very old at all. You know, he's really had to man up a lot earlier than he probably would have otherwise. So anyway, that was a really sweet moment. And we see that this elixir didn't just cure this sleeping sickness. We see that it took years off her age. It healed all of her. She had a burn that had nothing to do with the sleeping sickness. Like, it literally kind of put her back to factory settings. So this stuff is potent, is the point. But I do, you know me, I've watched too many movies, I played too many games. I just wonder, is this a forever effect, right? I'm hoping so, but I just do wonder whether or not there's any, like, you know, part of me is like, is there a caveat to this? Is there like a downside to using this potion, or was it just that it's super hard to get the ingredients for? I don't know. I'm hoping it's the latter and that she's good now, but we'll have to see. I just don't feel like there's going to be zero side effects to this, but we'll see. But anyways, the family is effectively back together short of their dad, and I think there was a reason why we heard his mother ask if Jinwoo's heard anything from his dad in all this time. And, I do think maybe, possibly, we might see him showing up pretty soon, like now that the whole family is awake. But anyway, it'll be interesting to see that whole family reunion. It might be an end of season thing. We'll have to see. But anyway, so that's the family situation. But interestingly, Jinwoo was saying that, even though he's worked so hard for this one thing, now that it's happened, he's not 100% sure that everything's all good, right? He's like, I still feel anxious for some reason. I still feel like there's something different, and there is, right? Jinwoo is effectively different. He's not the same kid he was when his mom first fell into that coma. He's not the same kid he was even a year ago. And so I love the illustration they showed of his family kind of getting shaded and then pushed back, and him being pushed like they were, in kind of the light, and then him pulling back into the darkness, right? So I think that it's part of it is the fact that he can't tell them the truth about how this all happened, at least not yet. But I do think he just feels like I'm very different, right? These are two normal people in my family now, and now I'm like in this completely different world with completely different stakes now. So yeah, I think he's just realizing now that he's not so solely focused on getting the ingredients of this pot, that he's realizing that he is very different than who he used to be. Like, I know he knows that on a power level, but I think on a social level, it hasn't hit him how different he is now. So anyway, we'll see how that makes a difference for things. And then on the other side, we see that we're gearing up for this campaign to go back to Jeju Island. We visited that way back in season 1, episode 1. The first attempt was horrible. We lost a lot of really talented people, and yeah, we see that a lot of S ranks almost got wiped out. And so, yeah, now they're doing it. We know that they're teaming up with Japan to try to at least get these more advanced bugs taken care of for now, even if they can't necessarily go through the gate. And we see that, what's his name? The Claws. He went to go and talk to the healer, which I didn't even recognize him from season 1. He was the S rank healer who we saw do some crazy healing back in season 1. And we see that after that raid, he just quit, right? Which was, a lot of them did. I remember them mentioning that quite a few people who survived that raid stopped hunting, and he basically let him know that I'm not going back. Like, he's like, I don't have the appetite for it anymore. I just want to do a regular ass job and just do mundane things going forward. And old homie's like, I get it. Like, I'm not here to tell you what to do, but I just feel like I should say my goodbyes potentially if I need to, and at least spend some time with you if this may be the last time. And so we see that character is, the hunter is definitely considering some things, right? Like, he's understandably not wanting to go. The fear makes complete sense. It's very real that it could be the very last thing he ever does. But on the other side of things, we see that his conscience is starting to kick in a little bit, right? He's like, but am I really okay with this, right? Is it okay for me to send him off when I'm one of the few healers that can really save some lives if things go sideways, right? And we see that he did a flashback of the three of them, the one friend that unfortunately didn't make it out of Jeju, and how homie basically said, like I was saying in the episode, there's that expression that comes up a lot. Well, if you have great power, do you have great responsibility, or do you recognize the responsibility that comes with great power? And if you have the power to do something, does it make you indirectly responsible if you don't do something and something happens, right? That's a question that's always brought up in these type of superhero spaces. So we see that his deceased friend basically felt that if I have these powers, I feel like it's my responsibility to use them them to help people who can't help themselves, and you know, also to help out their beastie friend there, who apparently, I guess, goes into berserker mode if he's not contained or doesn't have someone around to kind of help him temper it. So yeah, we'll see whether or not Mr. S-Rank Healer chooses to continue ignoring the call, but I have a feeling he's going to show up. I feel like the guilt is going to get to him. So anyway, that's him. And then we see that they did eventually call Jinwoo and let him know about this. And of course, they're asking him to join because they want all the S ranks to join. And I don't blame them for asking Jinwoo to, you know, they know he's crazy powerful. They still have no clue really, but they know he's crazy powerful. And obviously his skills would be 1000% useful in this situation. But we see that Jinwoo is not so sure. Like he said before, yeah, the leveling up aspect, great. But now he has his family back, his full family back. And now that he's gotten this objective that he's wanted for so long, does it make sense for him to continue to risk his life? Potentially, right? So anyways, and I also feel like he's wondering, like, what is the point now of leveling up, right? Before it was to get the elixir. He's got the elixir. His mom is awake. Now what's the objective? What's his purpose now, right? That was what was driving him before. So I do think he's having a little bit of a existential crisis of what to do with all this power now that he's achieved what he needs to achieve. So anyway, we then see that they're at the facility where all the S ranks are, you know, hanging out and they're training. And of course, as I said, there's no way it's not going to get competitive. And we see the Japanese have showed up, and we see the leader of the Japanese S ranks, can't remember his name right now, but he already knew about Jinwoo. We see he kind of gave him a look, and he clearly notices that Jinwoo's aura is no joke. So I do think he's a little bit more than interested in Jinwoo, as many people are when they get to know him. But either way, it looks like we're kicking off a little bit of a tete-a-tete with all the well, not all of them, all the battle as in strength and I guess agility level S ranks to see, I guess, let's face it, they want to see who's stronger. But I do agree with the Mr. Beastie there that it's a good idea for them to kind of go all out to an extent, because these ants are not going to hold back on them. So yeah, I think it's about to get very interesting in the next episode. I fully expect the animators to go off, and I'm very much looking forward to that. So yeah, another interesting episode. Like I said, I kind of like the more emotional tone we got from this, and that we're getting a little bit more of Jinwoo outside of the fighting. That was a nice change. So I hope you enjoyed watching along with me. If you did, please show some love, and I'll see you in the next one.